How did you learn about menstruation?
I had a class in about 4th grade where we talked about it a little and just that it would happen.
I remember 7th grade health class, my teacher putting a condom on a banana. Everything else is kind of a blur. It was a pretty poor class. The guy didn't really know what he was doing.
There wasn't a whole lot of talk of like the method of like avoiding sex when you might be ovulating or anything like that. It was just kind of like menstruation happens. When you have sex, you should be safe, so do X, Y, Z.
It was pretty much sex ed how it works.
Did they talk about anything about like fertility or anything like that?
Not really, not a whole lot.
How do you feel about public breastfeeding?
Like out here.
Yeah, like if someone was just sitting out here feeding their baby.
It's kind of like weird. I mean, I don't think you see as much of it as like back years ago, but it's definitely kind of eye-catching. It's like, whoa, that's happening.
I don't think it's offensive to anyone because the baby needs to be fed, but there should be other ways for it to be done, not like out in the public.
Are there any negative side effects using the pill or other contraceptives that you know of?
From conversations with my doctors, or from what they've told me, there's not a lot of negative side effects. It can have, positive side effects more so than the negative ones, but I'm not aware of too many.
What are the negative ones that you are aware of?
I guess I don't know like specific examples off the top of my head.
What is your name?
My name is Leah Jacobson, and I'm the founder of the Guiding Star Project. I think our current system is really failing our young women, starting at a very early age. And for most of them, it's with their middle school or even earlier, their sex education classes. The only things they hear right at the very beginning are about the negative consequences of an action. They don't focus at all on how it naturally should occur. They hear a lot about STDs and a lot about broken hearts and a lot about this horrible, awful consequence of unintended pregnancy. New feminism wants to look at our fertility and our childbearing and breastfeeding and just our abilities of our body as attributes, as strengths to women. The current voice right now is coming from women's health providers such as Planned Parenthood and just some other big names that the message is really negative about young women. It's all about what you can't do, how we need to suppress you, how we need to change you, how we can alter you so that you can fit into society. This all came from this feminist idea of your body is going to betray you, it's going to hold you back. So you need to get on top of it and suppress it. That's a strong cultural message right now, and we need a lot of voices to counter that. The Guiding Star Project is an effort to pull together resources in a community to streamline the process of how we serve women. We want to look in a community and say, which services do you have here that really affirm women's bodies, women's roles, women's contributions, and we want to pull them together into a location that actually makes it easier for them to serve women, to help them understand, this is what ovulation is, this is my fertility, this is my cycle, I don't need to alter it, I don't need to suppress it, I don't need birth control and pills, these different things, because it's naturally going to work very beautifully. A culture that would embrace new feminism would embrace motherhood, fertility, breastfeeding, childbearing, just all aspects of what it means to be a woman. We want Guiding Star Centers to put out a coordinated message about new feminism. We want to have a cultural message that is contrary to what we're currently hearing, and we think that by bringing all these services together that we can have more voices. It should really try to streamline the process for the patient, but then also serve the organizations or the providers by creating a greater referral network for them as well, so that they can refer to anyone in-house that they know that ideologically they agree with one another, that they all see life as valuable, that they all see women's bodies as really wonderfully made, and that they know that if they're sending them to anyone else in the building, that the women are going to get a consistent message